Herbivore. Herbivore. Hello. Let's get comfy. Sorry for the delay. I'm waiting for people to join, but no one's really joining. I don't know. I've had problems with the stream lately, which is why I'm kind of doing a test stream this morning, and I think something's up. Although Vegan Gaze is streaming right now as well, so whether people are there already, I don't know. But how are you doing, guys? Thanks for who has joined me. I really appreciate it. How are you doing? How's your day? And what are you up to this fine weekend?
Is that a thing that's...
Oh yeah, she's got a few in now.
I started recently watching some YouTubers that I haven't watched in a long time, and their views for their subscribers.
Right, who's in the house? We've got 4 people in. Gemma's there, she's delightful. Dana Restle, thanks for the advice on cutting oils, Mr. Herbivore. That bit of extra motivation to hear it from a nutritionist has had me feeling great. Hi Minkat! Thanks for testing, thanks for joining. I still cook with some oil, but cut processed food and oils, well, coconut oil in the week so far, and I've had good energy. Yeah, you will likely feel better if you stick to higher carb, lower fat, mostly whole plant foods. Your energy should be much better. It can take a little time for your body, because if you've been working in one way, your body gets kind of used to that. And not only your body, but your gut microbiome becomes a certain way. You get a certain like enterotype, a certain some certain types of bacteria, and then you know, when you change, you know, you need the bacteria to develop and change along with the diet, which they soon do. But there can be a little interim type thing where you don't feel the best. Mooncat, all seems okay. Yeah, it might just be that this isn't my usual time to come on and people aren't expecting it, or my audience just isn't around, perhaps. Anyway, I'm grateful. This is more of a test stream than anything, so I'm grateful that it's working. That's something. Kaz Morass is in the house with a cute little avatar there. Where in the world are you, Kaz? Where in the world are you? How's the vegan scene there? And how are you doing? How's veganism treating you? If indeed you are vegan, or are you vegan curious? The squirrel's looking at me funny. Samuli? What sort of a name is that? Nicken. Whereabouts in the world are you, Samuli or Samuli? Or how do you say it? Hey Paul, what do you do on your free time besides working out? What free time? What free time? I do a lot of self-development. I do a lot of breath work, cold therapy, meditation. I'm getting hugely into meditation currently. I'm using the Joe Dispenza stuff. I'll finish, okay. Joe Dispenza stuff. He's got a book. His third book is called the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and it's all about, you know, like self-improvement, undoing like past rubbish, like negative, like traumas and stuff that are holding you back. And it's very in-depth. There's a lot to it. So today I did 50 minutes of that. Next week, so I'm in the 3rd week, so it's been going like up. You add like bits on. Next week I'll be doing an hour and 11 or something every morning. Try to get some nature in, like some nature walks. Try to learn stuff. We've got a subscription to what's that called? Jem, what's that thing called? Skillshare. We've got a Skillshare, so we've been going on there trying to learn, you know, stuff. This social media stuff there's so much to it that you need, because when you start out, you have to wear all the hats. So you have to learn graphic design, photography, you know, SEO, graphic design, you know, lighting, sound, editing, camera presence. I'm either working in my business or I'm working on myself. There's not much spare time. I suppose that depends what you mean by spare time and whether spare time is working on yourself. But I consider that like a necessity. So in terms of like just having a laugh, like just doing something for the sake of doing it, you don't really. Don't. Seeing my son this morning. I'm not seeing him in a couple of weeks. Gonna hang out with him and his little girl, so I'm excited for that. That'll be about the first free time that I've really had for a bit. I'll tell you the other thing is when I can make time, I am not avid, a bit of a psychonaut. I don't want to really go too much into that and have to do all the disclaimers, but that's something fairly new to me that I find exciting, so if I'm honest. Yeah. That's what I'd say. Oh, the top of my head's missing. Didn't even notice. Thanks, me cat. I was looking like Frankenstein's monster. Oh, so Kaz is in Australia. I love coming on early because I do get my Australian fans on, and yeah, I think you guys are my third largest following after the UK and the US. And you are vegan. Whereabouts in Australia are you? And how's the scene there? Oh, it's good. Been vegan 2 years. Nice. And have you got like benefits from it? Are you eating mostly whole plant foods, or are you more of a junk food vegan, like more vegan for the animals type thing, which is very admirable? But how are you feeling being vegan, and how's your nutrition? How is that playing into it? Burning cornflake. Hey Hench, what are your plans for today? Yeah, so yeah, I just said really, didn't I? Yeah, I think I've covered that one already. Gonna go to a park where I used to go as a lad with my mum. So we're going there with my son. He's 26 now, and his little girl's really young. So yeah, taking her there. So that'll be a right trip down memory lane. Mooncat just got that book on Audible. Very nice, very nice. I hope you get into it. Gemma was doing it for the longest time, and she was hoping forever that I'd like get into it. And yeah, now I'm sort of seeing the potential, and I'm hoping that all, you know, the people that I feel close to and that I care about, I hope they all get into it as well, because I think there's just unlimited potential there. I really do, and we can. I think we can create our dreams, but we just have to be in the right space and put in the effort, make it a priority, and we have to really like want it. We have to have really had enough of like, I think, like the old patterns that were holding us back, which I really have now. I'm done with it. Timmy Thistle, I feel like vegan games has gone a bit nuts. I think it's okay to kill carnivorous animals. Well, it's not very vegan, is it? So he's going to have to change his name for a start. I think he should be called Godly Gains. He's sort of playing God now. Judge, Jury and Executioner Gains. Kaz, my wife's hair falling out in Perenna from not being a vegan, not any lacto, any advice for hair issues? You're okay regarding this though. So your wife's hair is falling out, so she doesn't want to go vegan or like lacto vegetarian because she's worried about nutritional deficiencies. Well, on average, plant foods have 16 times the nutrients of meat, so there's more. If she went whole foods vegan, she'd actually be getting a lot more nutrition. You just need to hit your minimum like RDAs of vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and essential amino acids. And when I write a plan for the smallest amount of calories, or previously when I was a nutritionist, I'd write a plan for the smallest amount of calories for a female, say on a fat loss diet, is to cover all the nutrients. Okay, if you're not getting sun, you need to supplement D3. Well, like so many, like 2/5 of Westerners are reckoned to be vitamin D deficient. B12, oh no, that's, what am I on about? I've got that ass about face. Have I? Yeah, sorry, 2/5 of Americans are reckoned to be B12 deficient. And then, oh yeah, with the vitamin D, you only get, how much do you get? 300 IUs. You get a certain amount from animal products, but it would never be enough. Like, according to the best available science, it looks like we need about 2,000 IUs of vitamin D per day. The average meat eater just gets like I think it's 200 or 300. I've forgotten now, but it's not a lot. So yeah, tell her to get on the Chronometer app, Chronometer, Chronometer. Plug in the foods. If she bases her meals around legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices, whatever diet she was eating previously, she will be getting many times the nutrients in there. Yeah, we need to supplement B12. Yeah, we need to supplement D3 if we're not getting sun. Take good care to be getting in some omega-3, so ground flax, ground chia, walnuts, hemp hearts, leafy greens. Get some other nuts and seeds. So that's for omega-3. You can take a DHA supplement as well, which is a long chain omega-3. You shouldn't need it, but it's a good fail safe. And then you need omega-6 as well. So other nuts and seeds, avocado. You want your omega-3 and 6 roughly in 3 or 4 to 1 in favour of omega-6, but no more than that. And in that way, inflammation should be low. You should be able to convert the ALA into EPA DHA, the long chain omega-3, as I say. Bit of iodine. Some people, many people lack iodine on any type of a diet. So half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of dulse or rame flakes, 1 1/8 of a teaspoon of wakame, 1/16 of a teaspoon of kelp powder, 1 1/2 tea sheets of nori. That would give you 150 microgram RDA for iodine. And if she's covering all those essential, as I say, essential vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids, omega-3 and 6, there's no reason to drink milk to get calcium, to eat meat to get protein, to eat fish oil to get omega-3. It's like eating mud because you're after the water. You don't need all the, excuse me, shiz that comes with it, which is, no one's dying of undernutrition, everyone's dying of overnutrition, of sat fat, cholesterol, trans fats, heme iron, you know, toxic breakdown products that are formed from animal products, toxins that are formed by cooking, you know, advanced glycation end products, nitrosamines, heterocyclic amines, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Like these are the things that are killing us. Yeah, and if you eat a vegan diet, vegan tells me what you're not eating. It doesn't tell me what you are eating, so it's useless really. You're describing your ethics and not your diet. If you're eating an average vegan diet with loads of junk food, yeah, you're probably short of nutrients. Yeah, your hair might be falling out because you're not getting enough nutrients. But as I say, if you're eating predominantly or preferably all whole plant foods, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices, if you eat those in abundance, you know, you're going to have so much more nutrition than if you're just eating meat. And yeah, you've got concentrated protein there. It's 1 or 2% more bioavailable than plant protein, but that's irrelevant. I mean, you know, not being big-headed, but I'm doing all right. I'm not eating meat for nearly 10 years now. It's all in there. It's perfectly possible to eat a vegan diet that is unhealthy. It's also perfectly possible to eat a whole foods vegan diet that is the most healthy. What is impossible, in my view, is eating a diet with any appreciable amount of animal products and expecting not to get heart disease, cancers, diabetes, all the things that we typically suffer and die from in the West. Robert Pacino's in the house. Good to see you. John Smith, how do I get my various B vitamins without supplements, pills, whole plant food? Just what I just said. Legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. Yeah, B12 you probably need to supplement. But you know, the B12 in animal products is generally from a supplement anyway, because of the way we unnaturally farm animals now. if you're eating mostly whole plant foods, if you're eating enough calories, these vitamins tend to look after themselves. I'll tell you one little trick. For someone who's on a low amount of calories, mushrooms are really great for B vitamins. For very few calories, they're really good. Hassim Hakon's in the house, good to see you again. Shinobian, that's a cool name. The sheer availability of animal products now is to blame for putting, but no mate, yeah. Shino is a good problem, but I need to lose weight. Health, just eat those whole plant foods. On average, people eating a high carb, lower fat, whole foods plant-based diet, according to the Bride study out of New Zealand at the end of 2016, they lost a pound of excess body fat per week on average, eating ad libitum, eating as many calories as they cared for. Their cholesterol, their triglycerides, their blood pressure, nearly all of the participants, they all came down to within the safe, into the optimal range, like the healthy ranges. With like I say, eating as many calories as they want. The thing is, with whole plant foods, it's lots of water, lots of fibre, lots of nutrition. So it bulks you out. You're getting the message, my nutrients are full. I don't need to keep eating. Yeah, it's a beautiful diet. Angharad's here. Angharad's life. Do subscribe to her. She's a delight. If she doesn't mind me saying so. I loved your video, by the way, Angharad, about all your presents. That was nice to see. I'm glad you had a good birthday. Gomez is here, my lovely Gomez. How are you, darling? Good morning. Just got told on some eating disorder video where the girl was eating pure garbage every day. So proud. I just got told on some eating. Sorry, I'm a bit confused as to what you're saying there. I don't know if my brain's not functioning because it's too early. I must be a vegan and the attack came. Yeah, it will. Yeah, people don't understand, do they? We've been so lied to for so long that we think it's normal, natural, necessary to eat animals, so people are just brainwashed, And of course, if we're right, then they are animal abusers. They're paying for people to cause the worst kind of abuse to living, sentient, feeling beings. So we've got to accept it. And I say, just try not to worry about it. Just don't take it in. Just appreciate that they've been lied to. It's easier to dupe someone than to tell them they've been duped. And they're hurting. We're all the hero of our own story. So if we're eating animal products, obviously we have to eat animal products. My microphone's way over there. I'm surprised you can even hear me. Oh dear. Yeah, I just try not to let it in, and I try to give out love and just to be understanding. I'm trying to get away from being at all negative in any way now. I'm doing this new thing. This is from the Joe Dispenza meditation. Any negative thought comes into my head and I start to go down that rabbit hole. I just say to myself, change, and I just shift my focus. I noticed a couple of days ago, I was coming home from the gym. I was cycling home from the gym and I was looking at people as I was cycling along, and I realised I was judging each and every one. I was judging them negatively, and I thought, what, this is disgusting. Why am I doing this? And I thought, no, I'm not having this anymore. And I just said in my head, change, and just shifted my focus. And yeah, I was really disgusted with myself. And I'm not letting any of that behaviour go by unnoticed anymore. I'm going to be more present rather than letting old computer programs run, which have all been myelinated. That's just my default sort of way of thinking. No, I'm not having that anymore. I'm being better than that. Anything negative, any trolls. I've stopped making the troll response videos. I'm not doing them anymore. I'm not going to waste my time on negativity and putting out negativity. I'm just putting out love now. I'm just putting out love, and I think I can create a much better world for everyone else, but for myself as well. Yeah. Timmy Thistle, what's your favourite forearm exercise, and do you like hammer curls? Forearm exercises, I think my favourite one, because we train this part, the underneath of the forearm, mine was always pretty damn big. What I also was renowned for was for having a big top forearm. And to train that, what I like to do is get my arm on a bench, so it's declined, my wrist off the end, and with a curl bar or a dumbbell, here. So at the apex of the move, you're kind of the strength curve is nice. You're fighting the weight. Versus if your arm's flat at the top there, you're kind of resting, like the weight is on your joint. So I like to do a reverse wrist curl like that. I think that's my favourite. To train the other side, not so important in my view, but barbell behind your body, and you sort of got your fingertips, like the bars there, and you roll your fingers and then you curl your wrist. That's good. Other good ones for martial artists, if you've got a dumbbell rod with the weight at one end, you can do lever work. So imagine the dumbbells in front and the weight's just at the far end. You can lever that way. You can lever backwards. And also, to really strengthen your wrist, you can do some rotation. You have to go a lot lighter with this. Some rotational work. Yeah. And now I've got this party trick going on. Boom. I used to call it my bag of snakes. I used to say that to my son, actually. I've just remembered that, and I'm seeing him today, and I'm going to remind him of the bag of snakes. Right. Oh, and do I like hammer curls? Yeah. I don't think they should be the only curl. I think they train more the brachialis, which is like underneath the biceps. I think there is some biceps recruitment, but I like to include like 2 or 3 different curls. So I would have maybe like a hammer curl in there. I would have that towards the end of the workout though, so that you're giving the brachialis a bit of extra love, rather than hitting the brachialis really hard at the start and then going on to your supinating curls or your supinated curls. And then your brachialis is getting a hard workout, but your biceps probably wouldn't get quite so hit, if you see how that works. Another little tip for biceps work is to extend your wrist, so you're curling there rather than there. So that takes some tension off the forearms, puts it more on the biceps, which is something, because my forearms are so far ahead of my biceps, that's something I've had to employ. So that's a good thing. And it's good to change the angle of your arms relative to your body. So I did some incline work, so my biceps are at a stretch. Sometimes I'll do spider curls where your body's at like a 45-degree angle and then you're curling like up in front. So you're just changing your arm, the position of your elbow relative to your body. So many curls are just the same old thing. You're just basically you've got that one pivot point and you're just doing that. But if you can even do them here with 2 cables. So let's move the angle again. It's just good to mix things up a little bit. I think perhaps you can get a bit more of a sort of 3D look. You're welcome, Kaz. Mukul's here, good to see you. John, I said to the MD and she said that won't do. My doctors tell me it's very hard to get B vitamins. Sorry, I missed your comment there, John. My doctors tell me it's very hard to get B vitamins without pills or supplements. I don't want to do that. Suggestions. Fire your doctors, they're complete imbeciles who know nothing about nutrition. You might as well ask your bin man or someone for nutrition advice. They get virtually no training. The training they do get is complete nonsense. Look on Chronometer. Get on Chronometer. Just type in like a meal of beans, I don't know, brown rice, a few veggies, a little fruit, a little nuts and seeds, and look at the B vitamins. Is idiots, complete idiot. Where do they think the B vitamins come from? Animals don't make vitamins. That's why they're called vitamins. We can't make them. We and other animals can't make them. They need to come from our nutrition. So they either came from the plant food that the animal ate, or they came from the animal food that the previous animal ate that animal ate, if that makes sense. I don't know if I said that very succinctly. Idiots. Never listen to a doctor about nutrition, unless it's Dr. Gemma Newman or one of the other plant-based doctors, because they actually have got a clue. I think that MD may stand for mindless dietitian. Mukul, what to do? My family is vegetarian and make fun of me that I don't use cruel milk. Change your family. I know it's the same, isn't it? You can change your friends, but you can't change your family. They use so much dairy products. And they start to shout at me. Pick your battles. Just don't bother engaging them about it. Would be my advice. I know it's painful. I know that we know what's happening in the world, and it is upsetting. But it oftentimes has to come from someone else, and not your nearest and dearest. It causes issues. We're the ones that changed, so they will think, well, I'm still the same. You should still love me, whatever. You shouldn't be criticising me or judging me. This is how we've always eaten, and they'll think, won't they, that it's normal, it's natural, it's necessary, which we found out is not right, but they don't know it yet. I would just pick your battles. I know it's terribly upsetting. Go for the more low-hanging fruit. Speak more with people who are nearer to getting it, and pretty soon, it'll be that 100th monkey thing. The other 99 monkeys have all changed to the 100th one. Will see what everyone else is doing and just follow, because that's what we do now. That will become normal. Ivan C, do you kill spiders or insects you find in the house? No, I'm a vegan. No, so I do have a phobia of spiders. I'm not particularly fond of them. I've learned to try and live with them though. And we've got a couple of devices, a little nipper thing with real fine little fibres that captures them, or a little sort of long thin hoovery tube thing for smaller ones. Yeah, and you can just move them. Just because insects are small, I don't think that changes their right to life. I couldn't kill anyone in good consciousness. I couldn't do it. Gomez, after saying I am 60-year-old lifelong vegan living in a permaculture situation. Yeah, people just don't get it, do they, Gomez? They just don't get it. Yeah. That sounds really cool, by the way. I would love to come and see your permaculture situation. And good use of emojis. Timmy Thistle, I have such a large amount of respect for people like you that change from their old bad ways. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, there's that saying, isn't there? A leopard doesn't change his spots, but I've seen it so many times. And I was just acting out of fear, I took a load of steroids. I became a bouncer. I was so scared of conflict that I felt like I had to face it and champion it. And then I became I'm sorry to say, addicted to it. It became my my adrenaline sport, and just out of fear, I wanted to be the biggest, baddest, so people wouldn't mess with me. And a lot of people sort of looked up to me and respected me and liked me for that in my circle. But having gone past all that and gone the other way and gone, like a pacifist, I suppose. Just putting out love instead of fear. I'm loved by 100 times the people now, 1,000 times the people. It's so much better. You get back what you put out, So if you want to put out fear and aggression, and you reap what you sow, It's not worth it. And thanks for the kind words. Shane, hey Paul, you and Gemma are good. Did you manage to eat all that yummy cake? Oh, hope you're good. We're really well, thanks, Shane. I've only had 1/8 of it so far. I would have eaten more of it, but it's so fatty, and I want to make sure I've got my selenium and my vitamin E, so I'm going to have to eat Brazils and almonds and sunflower seeds, which are not in the cake. So I'm trying to be restrained. It is super delicious though. Gemma really surpassed herself there. If you haven't seen yet, guys, check out our latest recipe video. It's a really delicious cherry cheesecake. It's got like a cherry compote on top, which is frozen cherries with some, what is in it? Agar, which makes it sort of gelatinous, and some date syrup. So it's very sugary, very sweet, quite tart, just really delicious. On a vegan cheesecake, it's so tasty. The base is pecans blended up with dates, so that's really delicious as well. You've got to try. This is, I think now actually, this might be my favourite recipe from our cookbooks. It's so tasty. I love it. Ivan C, what is your favourite animal? I'm gonna say baby goats. Just how they like lollop around and parkour off of each other. I think they're so cute. They're just having fun, aren't they? What's your favourite animals? Mincat, troll videos are very funny. I don't blame you for stopping native behaviour. It makes perfect sense. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's tempting, isn't it? It's tempting. It's seductive. It's easy clicks, and you know, people enjoy the drama, but what's it really doing? What was that really doing for the vegan movement, apart from making us look rude and like, you know, argumentative? And I really, now with trolls, I really try to give them love, and occasionally I connect with them, and they even sometimes apologise, and sometimes we can have a nice chat off the back of it. It's rare, it's not all the time by far. It's so much better though, rather than biting back, just to either just ignore it, just laugh to yourself, just think, oh, they're suffering, spilling over, like bless them. I feel pity for them as well. But sometimes if you're the bigger man, they will say, oh, I see you being the bigger man there, like I don't know what I was thinking, I don't know why I thought I could speak to you like that, or I should, and I'm really sorry, you know. And I will say, I would give them love and say, have a great day and all that. And yeah, sometimes they change their tune. People don't expect people to not react. They don't expect people to not react. So when you respond and you're unfazed and you just give love, like that negative energy has got nowhere to go, if you kind of know what I mean. Vegan Vamshi, which country are you? So I'm in England. I'm in the UK. Are you? I don't know why I'm guessing, because I'm rubbish at geography and languages. I'm guessing you're in India, possibly. Would I be right? Or that you're of Indian heritage? Ivan, you have a son. Is he vegan? Yeah. Kind of. I was with someone years ago, only for like 3 years, and yeah, Carl was 5 through 8, I think, and yeah, we, you know how it is when you split up with someone and then you don't really, you know, see the people who were in their life, because that's sort of awkward. But we've kind of reconnected of late, and it's really nice, and yeah, I'm feeling very fatherly towards him. I've not had kids of my own, and yeah, that feels good actually. It feels good to be passing some like wisdom and thing. And he's turned into a really bright, brilliant young man. I'm really proud of him, and I think his mum's gone vegan 3 years ago. I have a good feeling that he may do. I have a good feeling. He's a good boy. He's a good boy, so he will. I'm sure of it. Every damn day, obesity, obsession, veganism is toxic and anti-nutrients, unnatural and man-made. Just thank you, Sferich. How are you doing every damn day? Thanks for joining. And thanks for the sarcasm. Shane, fire that doctor, yeah. Gomez, I'm trying so hard to find a small manageable hand machine that takes holes off of buckwheat and oats and a couple of other grains, but will be growing and still keeping them whole. Just hold. Oh, just hulls. Right, nice. Every damn day. Do you get huntsman spiders in the UK? It doesn't sound familiar. I think they're quite naughty, aren't they? They don't sound familiar. We don't get much in the way of nasty, like predatory sort of species here in the UK. Kaz, he is 26 now. He's 26. Can't believe where this 20 or 18, 19, 20 years has gone. How is he vegan? Hard to turn an 11-year-old kid vegan from experience. Yeah. Well, he's more of a grown man, so I think he's got his own mind, and I think, I think he will sort of consider it. We had a really deep chat about it, and he had no like defence around it or anything, no sort of barrier. From the point of health, from the point of planetary health, he's got a little girl. Animal welfare. How do you humanely kill someone who doesn't want to die? How do you do that? And we queue them up in a slaughterhouse. They're standing there trembling, soiling themselves, watching their friends and family being systematically executed, knowing they're next. How do you do that humanely? That you don't. There's no such thing. So I think any right-minded person learning the truth of things is a pretty good chance that they will go vegan, because it's just the logical thing to do. If we're acting logically and not emotionally, it just all follows. It's a bit like me finding veganism and then not wanting to get wrong with my fellow man anymore. It just follows. Like, people are another type of animal, however we want to dress it up, however we want to dress ourselves. Underneath, we're still like hairless apes, So if we're vegan, if we're compassionate, do we need to be getting wrong with our fellow man and woman? And is that vegan? I say maybe not. Every damn day, can you do more storage critique videos? Your past ones are hilarious. Yeah, maybe. Again, I sort of want to get away from the sort of negativity. I mean, I know the difference is, I'm not doing it to be horrible. I'm doing it from a place of love so that people see how ridiculous he is, so they don't follow him, and then more animals are caused to suffer. However, I don't know, you just get these horrible chemicals inside, and they're not good for your health. And although he's not the best person, who am I to be judged during execution and cause him ill feeling, really? It doesn't feel good to me to be negative towards people, but I'm not saying that I won't do these sort of videos, but I'm certainly going to be less cruel in them. I think speak more to the action rather than the person. But I appreciate you saying that. To be fair, they do get so many more views than other videos. But then I think, is that how I want humanity, or do I want us to transcend and to grow spiritually and to just put out kindness? And so if I'm not practicing what I preach, be the change you want to see and all that. So I have misgivings now. Good use of emojis, plant-based powered. Gomez, that we're all situated in, that's what refers to as easy. You're welcome to come and stay because we're building just for come. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. The catch is you have to do all the cooking. And you're in, let me get this right, Gomez, you're in Mexico, am I right? Yeah, I would love to come and see, so yeah, I may take you up on that one day. That's very kind. Thanks, Angharad. Mikkel, if I sit with them, they'll make fun of me, and if I don't, they'll say that I'm getting away from them. I'll try my best not to think about how to ignore. I would have a heart-to-heart with them. I would say, I love you, but you're making me feel horrible. You're making me miserable, to think about all the suffering and to really not care like that. And if you love me, you wouldn't want to make me feel like that. So please, I want to hang out with you. Please, can we be kind to each other? I wouldn't go on about killing babies or eating you know, dogs or stamping on kittens, or do you know what I mean? I know we have a different circle of compassion. We're all in a different place, but can we just be respectful of each other and be kind and loving? And if you can't be like that, I just won't want to be around you, and I'll be really sad for my lost relationship. And please, can you show me love? You know, that's probably what I'd say. Otters are super cute. You're right. Every damn day. Oh, I wondered why you'd said that. I remember now. I thought that was a bit random. Round Trees Randoms. Anchorad loves rabbits, pigs, cows, and all other animals, including sharks. Me too. Me too. Every damn day is doing well. Very good. Will Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, my friend. Have you been enjoying watching my film? I have indeed. Yeah, I find you a delightful actor. I loved Fresh Prince back in the day, and I loved your music growing up. So thank you for making my life that bit richer. And I enjoyed a recent podcast of you with Jay Shetty. So thanks for that. Keep on doing the good work. Tofu Titties. That's such a good name. Morning to you. Nice to see you. How are you doing, my friend? Vamshi is in India. Very good. That's another place oh, Sean Lung, thanks for subscribing. If that's not a glitch in the system. Welcome to the team. What was I then saying? Oh yeah, India is one place, again, on the bucket list. I've got so many Indian friends. We just raised £2,400 for the Breathe India campaign at Namaste restaurant in Norwich. My good friends, the Jitani family, put on a charity, like all-you-can-eat buffet, £10. But then if you donated towards the Breathe India, they doubled it. So we raised £1,200 and they put £1,200 to it. So 2.4k. People can breathe. And actually in India, some of the extended Jitani family, they were making the oxygen cylinders. And so for £2.50, like a family could be able to breathe for a day. So I imagine we saved a lot of lives that evening. That was a fantastic evening. Provoke 444. Thanks for subscribing, if indeed you have just subscribed. Sometimes this Streamlabs goes nuts and tells me there's a load of subscribers when there's not. And even worse, it tells me we've had a load of super chats and I think we're rich, and then but there's nothing. Jamie, have you heard of the book Non-Violent Communication? Well, yes, I have. I'm a huge fan. It talks about how the words language we use create connection or foster violence. Yeah, exactly. So I'll forget it now. Gemma would do it more justice, but it's like observing. You observe what the person's doing, and you I forget how it goes now, but yeah, it's basically not adding a judgment. It's being. So, for instance, a long time ago, I was working like right late into the night, which Gemma wasn't enjoying, and so she used the non-violent approach and said, "Oh, I noticed you work up until bedtime. This makes me feel like neglected. I'm lacking connection. Noticing, what is it called? Oh, I won't try it. I'll give up. I'll just say what she did." Then she said, I would like it if you could stop working like an hour or two before bed and we can have some connection. And had she have said, "Oh, you work all the bloody time. You don't have any time for me. You're really peeing me off." You can take objection to that. Like, because I wasn't working like all the time, so you just make a request. So you know what the person's doing, you say how it makes you feel, and then you make a request. So it's it's non-violent. You're not being accusationary. You're just stating facts. So I couldn't argue. She was just stating facts. I couldn't argue with anything that she was saying. And all I could do was say, sorry, yeah, I'll get off by 8 p.m. and we'll have the last couple of hours together. And yeah. Non-violent communication. I think that this is the sort of stuff that should be taught in schools. You know, it's huge. It would make life so much better. Relationships are everything, aren't they? And communication is key, is pivotal. Thanos is in the house. Good to see you again, my friend. Shane, isn't there a new Fresh Prince coming out directed by Will Smith? Is that right? Is that right? That would be really cool. Uncle Phil, didn't he? He died a short time ago, sadly. Hassim, I donate, but I'm poor. You're all right, my friend. It's just good to have you people in here. It's really good to have you in here. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Robert Pacino, but never you mind. Never you mind. You're doing a lovely job. I really appreciate all my moderators. You do a wonderful job. Right, it's fairly quiet this morning, and I've got to go and do some other things, really. So I'm going to sign off. Thanks again, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for there weren't any super chats, I don't think. Thanks for no super chats. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate you. It's just lovely to connect and to feel like we have got community and that there are people on the same mission and that we are growing and expanding and we are going to take over the world with love, like Ankarad is doing. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Probably 8 a.m. because I'm going to do my Joe Dispenza meditation first. I'll try and be on about 8. Follow me on Instagram and I'll message on there or Facebook and let you know that the exact time that I'm coming on. And have a fantastic day, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. See you soon.